What's going on, guys? TKD12 Deeper video, and today we are reviewing a brand new album that just came out. I believe it was maybe like a week years old, something like that. You know, it's a pretty relevant, pretty new album, you know, as of right now. And it's by an artist that I have never really even checked out before. I've heard of, I've been recommending his stuff a ton of times here over the past few years. So it's like, hey, you know, why not? You know, we are waiting for Kendrick Lamar to drop Damn, which he already did at this point. But you know, early in the week, I was, you know, trying to look for something to listen to this week, and I got this album. So without further ado, let's review Joey Bada's All American. Now, you know, with a name like Joey Bada's and with the album title like All American Badass, you would kind of assume that this would be more of a lighthearted album. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't delve, you know, into you know, important topics, or won't, you know, go into serious things, stuff like that. But that's the complete contrary going into the album. Like, this is a very, very serious album. It reminded me a lot of J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, where, you know, they tend to speak on a little bit more important topics in music, you know, like a little bit more things, you know, involving the real world and society and everything like that. And you know, it is not as, you know, kind of, I guess, not really that much loose lines and lyrics in the tracks that we do with like a regular hip-hop album. You're saying this is way more for real and way more, you know, gut-wrenching like a lot of times. And you know, it's a very, very you know, down-to-earth album that speaks honesty. And basically, you know, the whole majority of this album really, you know, is him preaching on the divide between, you know, the Black America and white America, and how, you know, there is so much racial tension right now, you know what I'm saying, with just racial relations overall, with, you know, he dabbles into the Trump presidency and stuff like that, and he dabbles into the cop killings that we've seen, you know, throughout the past few years. So it is very much a serious album, something that I didn't really expect. I didn't really think that I was getting into this, you know, upon looking at just the you know, artwork and the album style and stuff like that. And the title, even at that, you know, is a little bit interesting. It really does even, you know, at that tie in to what he's trying to say, because he spells America with three K's. So we all know KKK, so you can definitely, you know, make an assumption there and see what he's trying to get at, and that is that, you know, racism still exists, stuff like that. And he really does preach about that a lot here on this album. I think still, you know, my favorite track of all of these tracks right now is still Temptation, track 3, and it, you know, it opens and closes with a little kid. I believe he's like giving a speech at school or something like that, and he, you know, is just laying into these people that I should be treated equal. Like, I am a human. I just have a different, you know, I just have a different skin tone than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am no better nor worse than what you are. You know what I'm saying? And so it is just a big thing. And then, like, at the end, he's even, you know, on stage crying. And I believe there's a little part at the beginning of that where the teacher, you know, was, I guess, seeing that he was gonna go off stage, and then, like, you know, she was like, no, keep going, like, keep preaching, some of that. So it is definitely a pretty, you know, sensitive, you know, part in the album, and it's definitely a highlight throughout the album overall. And really, you know, what I want to take away here, like what I kind of really, you know, kind of boil it down to in terms of how I feel about this album, is that it really does feel like, if we're gonna mix artists, right, like if we're gonna, you know, draw some comparisons or whatever, I feel like if Kendrick Lamar's lyrics, but not exactly his lyrics, like, you know, like a little bit under, right? Because, you know, I don't think anybody has topped, you know, Kendrick Lamar in terms of just lyricism, right? Like, it's been a minute, right? So let's, you know, take Kendrick Lamar, his lyrics, let's dumb it down a little bit, and then let's up J. Cole's production. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what we get here with Joey Bada. Like, I feel like we just get overall a better J. Cole, right? And that's not, you know, to blow smoke at J. Cole. You all know I love J. Cole and stuff like that. But specifically talking about For Your Eyes Only, right? I feel like in that album and Joey Bada's album just now, they tried to accomplish the same thing, and that is be, you know, a advocate, and, you know, be out there and talk about the issues with the Black community in America, right? And so I feel like, you know, with J. Cole's approach and For Your Eyes Only, right, it was there that the songs just didn't sound good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't crave to go back and listen to any of that album, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to the 2014, which talked about serious things and still sounded amazing, like, still sounded great. There was, you know, interesting instrumental stuff like that. And here on All American Badass, the highlight really, you know, and kind of me, is the overall production of the songs. Like, it has great instrumentals, as, you know, instrumentals that stick with you and stuff like that, and they're interesting to listen to, and it's not so bland and so drab like, you know, J. Cole's latest release. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference here, is that, you know, with Joey Bada, he delivered a serious tone, a serious theme, a serious, you know, topic at that, and he did it while also sounding still good and not sounding bland or boring, you know, etc. As opposed to J. Cole, where he, you know, did deliver a great message, you know, and like did deliver a serious thing, you know, that should be talked about. However, it is just not delivered in the best way. It just sounds bland, you know, drab and mundane. And speaking of J. Cole, he is actually in this album, which is funny. He is in Legendary on the track 11, and it's, you know, along with the other features, it's a great feature. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Joey Bada, you know, and everything he does throughout the album definitely does top any feature that is, you know, remotely here, except there's one song. Ring the Alarm has a bunch of artists, you know, on it, and it is such a, oh my god, this is such a good track, dude. With all the features and everyone just going at it, like, it is an absolute, you know, just high energy song. It's great. I love it so much, and it definitely does, you know, there's, especially with Ring the Alarm, it has like a Halloween vibe. It has like a haunted vibe to it that I definitely enjoy a lot, and it definitely does stick throughout, you know, even you leaving this album. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely does have a lot of stick with me, and I feel like it will, you know, when you go listen to it as well. And then to wrap up the entire album, we have American Idol at the end, where basically the second half of that song is him just talking to everybody, and he is straight laying it out. Like, he's basically giving his overall, you know, kind of ending note on everything, right? Like, he talked about all these things in the album, and then he gives kind of an ending wrap up here at the end. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, and saying, hey, there is a real issue with racial ties in America. There is an issue with that and everything, and he basically lays it out at the end, and it's very, very beautifully done. And he, you know, and he talks a lot about, you know, different movements we've had in, you know, I guess retaliation or reactionary things to the things that we've, you know, seen in our day-to-day lives with, in terms of the black, you know, people and, you know, America as well, right? And so he goes in and really, I feel like, you know, the biggest takeaway that Joey was trying to tell everybody with this album is that you have to get up and do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely, you know, kind of throws a little bit of shade at people on, you know, social media, on Instagram, Twitter, that just put up a hashtag and, you know, claim that they did something crazy. Like, no, like, he urges you to take action. You know what I'm saying? Not violent action, not anything crazy, like, you know, not like that, but he urges you to take a stand for something and to fight for something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he kind of, I believe, preaches, you know, overall in a more theme orientation, is where he urges everybody with his album to go out and, you know, don't just be a hashtag, don't just tweet a post and do whatever. Like, don't just do that. Don't have that be the end of your fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's a very, very powerful, man. Like, it's a great message. I thoroughly loved it. It's powerful. I love this album. I'm sure that's no mistake here. By the way, the album is 12 songs and 50 minutes, so it's just shy of an hour, and it definitely does feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does feel a little bit short, you know, in terms of myself, but you know, there are some people that where they've said that, oh, like, it's a little bit longer than what they feel about it, but overall it's a pretty, you know, condensed album. It was nice and short, not, you know, nothing too crazy. So overall, I feel like this was a great way to kind of bridge the gap between you know, right now and Kendrick Lamar's release, just because Kendrick Lamar, we know that will be, you know, that he'll be talking about some insane things in his album as well that I would definitely go review next week, obviously, so stay tuned for that. But overall, I did enjoy Joey Bada, and he really, you know, really did impress me. You know what I'm saying? Like really impressed me here with this album, with his, you know, rap ability and stuff like that. So I would definitely be keeping a lookout for him in the coming months. Hopefully he puts out some more stuff for me to enjoy. So I definitely enjoyed it, guys. I do recommend this. Definitely stream it, buy it, whatever you gotta do. And yeah, that was my review of All American Bada by Joey Bada. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, let us know down below. I appreciate all of you giving me. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.